Namaste, namaste, and welcome to this Friday evening yoga session for the root or base chakra. We're going to begin this evening's practice lying down in Shavasana or a half Shavasana. So join me on the floor. So you can either lie down on your back with your knees bent and feet on the floor, or lie all the way down flat. Whichever position you choose, or if you know a way to make yourself more comfortable lying on your back, then take that option now. When you come to lying down, give yourself a moment to just adjust to this new position. Allow the body to readjust to its relationship with gravity in the floor. Close your eyes and become aware of your body and the way it feels right now. Perhaps you're aware of a few aches and pains or stiffnesses towards the end of the week. It's good to note those, and as we work in our practice, just take care not to push too hard in those areas. Use a bit of love throughout your practice. Become aware of at least one part of the body that feels peaceful, quiet, and at ease. Notice your breath, just the breath you're breathing right now. Become aware of the rate, the rhythm, the depth of your breath, the sensation of the breath moving in the body. See if you can maintain this awareness and relax your face and shoulders at the same time. When you're ready, you can fold your arms to place your hands quite low down on your abdomen, and then gently deepen your breath. Breathing deeply as low down into the lungs as you can. And as you exhale, gently engaging a touch across the navel to exhale a little more air than you normally do. Breathe deeply but gently into the sides of the body, the chest, the back. Breathing out slowly, deeply, and completely. Carry on in this way. Noticing if you are still soft in your facial features and your shoulders. For the next couple of breaths, see if you can count the length of your inhalation and the length of your exhalation. Perhaps you find yourself breathing in for the count of 3 or 4 or 5. Are you breathing out for the same count, or is it slightly different? One of the best ways to balance your root chakra is to slightly extend your exhalation. So if you're able to, whatever you're breathing in for, try to slow your breath out down so that you can extend it by 1 count more than you breathe in for. For example, breathing in for 4 and breathing out for 5. If for any reason this doesn't suit you, just keep breathing deeply, but don't worry about counting. Try to keep your face soft, your shoulders relaxed. You can relax your arms down to your side if you prefer. And if you feel that this breath is very comfortable, try adding one additional count to your exhalation. In this way, you might be breathing in for 4 and out for 6. Or whatever you happen to find yourself at. At the end of your next exhalation, allowing your breath to fall back into its natural rhythm, falling away into quietness, and then gently drawing your knees into your chest. So if your legs have been bent, you can stretch them out a little bit first, but if you're happy, you can just draw the knees into the chest, holding onto your knees. Make a few little rolls from side to side or taking the knees in circles as you choose, massaging out that space at the bottom of the back. So our base chakra is red. It's found at the bottom of the torso, around about the height of the cervix in women, the perineum in men. For the most of us anyway. It can slightly change, and some people have it in a slightly different place, that's okay, but around about the base of the torso. It's associated with the adrenal glands. And so when it's in balance, we feel centered. And when it's out of balance, we can get a bit overwrought, anxious, stressed, or lethargic and stayed. When you're ready, you can bring your knees back to center, take the toes towards each other, knees apart, and just roll the knees together and apart. Just stirring the legs and the hips there. And going the opposite way whenever you're ready. And then bringing the knees back to center, keep the knees absolutely together, hands on the knees to make the smallest possible circle, almost just rocking across the sacrum itself, not really rocking from one hip to the other. And when you're ready, you can reverse your movements. Reverse the circle. Come back to the center and gently take the feet to the floor one at a time. Very good. So we do a lot of work with the feet because they are associated with the base chakra, but any part of the body that's on the floor is able to do grounding and is therefore associated with the chakra as well. So right now, it's the whole of the back of the head, the soles of the feet. And we're going to work a little bit with the legs here to warm through the body before we come up to do some standing work. So extending both legs so they're long along the mat, toes pointing up towards the ceiling, arms down by the side, a little firmness in the belly muscles here. We're going to breathe in, lift the right leg up, long and straight, but it doesn't need to go up very high. Then breathe out, draw your knee into your chest and hug it towards you with your hands. Breathe in, lengthen your leg up towards the ceiling again, and breathe out, lower that leg long and straight, really firm in the belly, all the way to the floor. Let's do the right side again. Breathing in, right leg up, breathing out, knee into chest. Breathing in, right leg up, breathing out, long straight leg down. Let's do the left side. Breathe in, left leg up, long and straight. Breathing out, knee to chest. Breathing in, left leg up. Breathing out, long and straight, firm in the belly as it comes to the floor. Left side again, breathing in, left leg up, breathing out, knee to chest. Breathing in, left leg up, breathing out, long and straight down. Now we're going to go from side to side just with straight legs. So it doesn't matter how high your leg gets as long as it's quite lengthened and you're pressing through the heel of the feet. Press your other foot into the floor. So press down with the left foot, firm in the belly, firm in the hands and the backs of the shoulders. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale the right leg down. Press the right heel down. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale the left leg down. One more to each side. Inhale right. Exhale down. Inhale left. Exhale down. Great job. And then here, we're going to bend both knees into the chest and then take both feet up towards the ceiling. Just separate the feet enough to make some ankle circles and go the opposite way. You can keep your knees as bent as you need to, so you avoid strain in your back. And then with the feet centered again, just pointing the toes, flexing the heels. So you maybe feel the activation of the muscles through the legs, particularly in the lowest part of the legs. Great job. Then bring your knees into your chest, hug them briefly, one foot at a time down to the floor. And we'll do a little bridge pose here. So bringing your elbows down to your sides, pressing the backs of the arms and shoulders down into the floor quite firmly. The chest is beginning to lift already. Allow the back of the head to be heavy as well. As you inhale, press into your feet, firm the buttocks, lift the hips up. As you exhale, roll the back down to the mat. Inhale, pressing the hips up, pressing into the feet, into the backs of the arms. Exhaling as you roll down. Let's do 3 more. Inhaling up, pressing into the feet, feeling that firm foundation. Exhaling, rolling down. Inhaling, coming into your bridge pose, nice articulation through the spine. Exhaling, rolling down. This time, inhaling as you come up, and at the top of your movement, just making some hula hooping movements with your hips. So circling the hips, feeling those muscles fire one at a time, one buttock, two buttock, one buttock, two buttock. And then go the opposite way as well. Very good. Still pressing down with the backs of the arms, still engaging in the back of the head. Come back to center once more and roll all the way down. And at the bottom of your movement, you can separate your feet a little wider, let your arms rest out to the side, and just sway your knees from side to side. They don't have to go very far, containing the movement across the abdomen so that it feels secure. And then when you're ready, allowing your movement to become fuller so that your knees come more towards your sides, more into a little bit of a twist. The next time the knees come over to the left, allow them to rest where they fall, and notice if that feels comfortable or if you need something underneath the left thigh, adjusting or using your supports at home if needed. And if it feels comfortable, you can reach your right arm up and away from your right hip. So it doesn't need to be directly over the head, it can be out to the side. In fact, anywhere where the shoulder and hand and elbow feel supported. Lengthen your fingertips away. And then if you want to increase that feeling of openness, draw the inner right foot and thigh towards the floor, just a touch more. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Release your arm back down to your side. Firm the belly, bring the knees back to the center. gently sway from one side to the other. And then in your own time, allow your knees to come down on the right side. Notice if you need any extra support, putting it in place if you do. If it feels comfortable, lengthen your left arm out to the side or up towards your head, anywhere that the shoulder, wrist, and elbow feel supported. Lengthen into your fingertips. Encourage the inner left foot and thigh towards the mat. And breathe deeply. One more deep breath in. And deep breath out. Release your left arm back to your side, firm the belly, bring the knees back to center, a little gentle sway from side to side. Very good. So we're going to just activate the tummy muscles a little bit more than they have been by drawing the knees into the chest, keeping the knees far apart and the arms resting down onto the floor. Gently make semicircles or full circles if you prefer, with your knees, feeling those muscles across your core that are both in the front of the body and the back of the body and the sides of the body, all of those muscles engaging to support that movement. If you feel able and comfortable, you can allow your knees to circle individually, extending your legs ever so slightly, or a little bit more if you prefer. The more extended your legs go and the more towards the floor they go, the more demanding this is. Taking care not to overwork a tired back or an area of the body that needs a little bit of extra care. Go the opposite way. Remember, you can keep your feet up more, knees bent more to soften that challenge. When you're ready, you can bring your knees back to the center, give them a really good hug towards you, and then hugging the knees in, try to extend your tailbone down to the floor at the same time. So you're resisting the movement with the hands on the knees. Releasing, hug the knees deeply in one more time, press the tailbone down to the floor, and gently soften slightly away from there. Then we're going to bring our head towards our knees, rock backwards and forwards through the length of the spine, from sit bones to shoulder blades. If this is really uncomfortable, if you don't enjoy the rocking, then of course, just roll to one side and come up into sitting. I can see some great rocking going on the screen. Maybe just a couple more. And then when you're ready, coming all the way up to sitting and choosing a comfortable seated position. So it might be that you're comfortable cross-legged. If you are, that's great. Just take note of which leg's in front. And if you don't like being cross-legged, then you can sit with your feet further apart, knees bent. You can kneel for part of this, though cross legs is better, or you can sit with your legs nice and wide if you prefer. So I'm going to start with the right knee in front of the left, or right foot in front of the left. It doesn't matter which one you choose. And as you arrive in whichever position you've chosen, take a moment to allow the body to settle into that space and feel what's on the floor now. Feel the effect of the practice that we've done until this point. Take a moment to soften your face, your shoulders. From the part of the body that's on the floor, pressing them down, lift the crown of the head upwards. Perhaps a touch of gentle engagement across the belly muscles. When you're ready, you can rest your hands on your knees or on the outside of the hips if you've got your legs extended. And we're going to rotate the torso around the sitting bones. So as if you were drawing the heart in a circle around the base of the spine. Little wiggle from side to side. Very good. Just notice how that feels. It's okay to find your knees swaying a little bit, the hips rolling off the floor. When we've done a little, this is particularly good for stimulating that space around the base chakra, helping the flow of energy in case there are any blockages there. And you can go the opposite way whenever you're ready. And you can allow the rest of the spine to move in a way that feels good to you. So if you want to bring your head forward as you come forward, your chin up as you come back, that's fine too. If your shoulders want to get involved, that's okay too. When you've gone round one more time, gently bringing yourself back into the center, sitting nice and tall, noticing if that's maybe just a touch easier now, drawing your chin back towards your chest, or chin back towards the spine rather, and then drawing the chin towards the chest. Soften the shoulders, feel that gentle length down the back of the neck, and when you're ready, you can gently roll your right ear to your right shoulder, chin back to chest, left ear to left shoulder. Going side to side, feeling that firm foundation in the parts of the body that are touching the floor, allowing the rest of the spine apart from the neck to be lifted, lengthened, long. When you're ready, you can bring your chin back to your chest. Draw your head back upright. Simply take your chin up towards the ceiling and back to center again. Free the hands so that you can roll your shoulders just a little bit. Nice. And we're going to roll in the opposite direction as well. And then here, if you've got your legs crossed, just making note of which legs in front, taking the legs a comfortable distance apart. Doesn't need to be super far apart. In fact, you don't want them as wide apart as they will go, because we're going to fold forward a little bit here, fold to the side a little bit, and that can be quite uncomfortable if you're already in a strange position. So to begin with, reaching the arms nice and wide and gently bending to one side and then the other. You're not looking for the biggest side bend here, just a gentle opening down the sides of the body, feeling that you can move naturally through space, comfortably, gracefully, without strain. When you next come back to center, resting in the center, reaching the hands a little bit forward. So there's a little tip forward, and keeping the arms nice and wide, just gently sway the chest from side to side. So here we're trying to keep the chest lifted, the shoulder blades down so that the back feels long, and you can gaze at the point that's just beyond your feet as you sway from side to side. Very good. And then when you're ready, coming into the center, if you feel inclined, you can fold a little deeper. You don't have to. It's quite early in the class for a seated forward bend, but if you like to, you can. And then when you're ready, you can pad your hands back towards yourself. Just open the arms wide so you feel like you're lifting in the chest as well. Relax the arms down to the side and fold your legs into your cross-legged position if you're holding one in the opposite direction. Fantastic stuff. Note as you sit in this way in this side, if it feels better or more awkward, or just taking notes for yourself. Hands onto the knees, sitting tall and stirring your torso around in a circle. Very good. If you feel like it, you can involve the rest of the body. You can allow the shoulders to move a little, the neck to move a little. Go where you're drawn to go by the movement that you're making. And when you're ready, reversing that movement. enjoying the opposite rotation. I feel quite quiet tonight. I normally talk an awful lot more. There we are. Okay, we're going to come back to center. And here in the center, we're going to make some more neck movements. So chin towards the chest. And if you want to here, you can do semicircles just as we did before. And if you prefer, you can move your head in fuller circles, perhaps choosing a slightly smaller circle, just lifting the chin up rather than dropping your head back. When your chin next comes to your chest, gently reversing to rotate in the opposite direction. Feeling that firm foundation to support the rest of the spine. In stability. Next time your chin comes to your chest, bring your head up. Gently free the arms to roll the shoulders a touch backwards or forwards, and the opposite way. And then we're going to extend our legs, this time not out to the side, but slightly wider than just directly in front, bending your knees and rotating your feet at the ankles so that your knees come together and apart. So a sort of roll of the legs and the hip joints. And we've done that lying down as well. But once we've been sitting for a while, we're just easing any tension here from the hip flexors. If you feel inclined, you can allow the rest of your body to move in the octopus fashion of rocking over your sitting bones, over that space that the root chakra occupies, using the arms a little. You can go the opposite way as well. We always like a bit of reversing, a bit of balance. And a lot of what the bottom two chakras do is balance our lives. So we will work with the sacral chakra next week, but we will do some balancing today as well. When you're ready, you can bring yourself back to center, gather your knees in, perhaps just drape your arms around your knees. If you'd like to have your knees a bit further apart, that's okay. And tuck your chin into your chest. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Feel the effect of your work. And then from here, we're going to come onto hands and knees to do a little bit of cat pose. So tucking the toes under, spreading through the fingers, firming a little in the belly here, lifting your pelvic floor. And as you inhale, looking forward, opening your chest, maybe lifting the tailbone ever so slightly. As you exhale, press the mat away from you with hands, knees, and feet. Scoop the belly in, chin to chest. Inhaling forward and exhaling, rounding. Nice, precise, slow, steady movements. Inhaling and exhaling. You can keep going like this if you enjoy this more lateral movement, or you can make a barrel roll with your torso. So taking the right side to the right, the back of the body up, the left side to the left, the front of the body down. Still holding and maintaining with the belly muscles and the pelvic floor just enough to feel that the movement is contained, allowing the head to move so that the neck moves as the spine moves. Feel that wriggle through the whole of the body. And when you're ready, you can reverse the motion. And if you prefer to do a standard cat pose, that's okay. You can keep going with a gentle inhale and exhale. Whatever you're doing, Be sure to be actively pressing your hands, feet, and knees into the floor for support. We're going to do one more in this direction. To finish with the back of the body lifted, and then tuck the toes flat and just settle your buttocks back to your heels. Reach your hands out in front of you, and if you can, bring your forehead towards the floor. Now, if the forehead doesn't naturally touch the floor, you can try folding both arms so that you rest your forehead on your forearms. You can also try keeping your toes together and taking your knees further apart, which generally allows a bit more space for the body to come towards the floor. Whatever position you're in, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Soften the features of the face, the shoulders, the chest, the hands. Allow the body to be heavy in this position for a moment. And then when you're ready, you can come back onto hands and knees, tuck the toes under. We're going to float the knees off the mat, press the chest towards the thighs so that you're in a crouching puppy dog, and then extend through the backs of the legs as much as feels comfortable right now. So it might be that you need to paddle your knees a little to feel some length coming into the back of the body, the back of the legs. A little scoop of the belly in, a tip of the tailbone up towards the ceiling, pressing into the hands, a little softness around the elbows and the knees as well. If you're happy paddling and you really enjoy that, keep going. If you'd like to do a little something else, you can try taking one knee across the body underneath you and then the other. So a little bit more twisty or wiggly in the bottom. That's quite a nice one to do. You might find that you prefer to press through one arm more than the other. So the twist happens higher up the torso, maybe towards the shoulders a little. And you may prefer to keep both knees bent and wiggle your hips from side to side. Whichever variation you're doing, enjoy the wriggling, the movement, the releasing of tension. And then when you're ready, you can walk your feet towards your hands so that you come into a standing forward bend, quite wide in the feet, soft in the knees though, hold elbow to elbow so that you're providing a little bit of extra weight, the gravity traction. And then if you want to, you can sway your upper body from your torso from side to side. Doesn't need to be a very dramatic movement. Or you can simply breathe here, relaxing the back of the neck, maybe gently nodding the head or turning the head from side to side. In your own time, you can release the hands down, bend the knees really deeply, drop your weight into your heels, tuck your chin to your chest, scoop your belly in, press into the feet and round through your spine to come up to standing. Now, if you're dizzy, wait here, hands at namaste. And if you are not dizzy, breathe in, reach the arms out and up as you look up. And breathe out, bring the palms down at the center of the chest. Awesome stuff. I'm just going to turn in this direction. We're going to do some of those cleansing breaths. So we'll do 3 more cleansing breaths like that. So from here, breathing in, reaching out and up, firm in the belly and the buttocks. Breathing out, drawing the hands down to the center of the chest. 2 more like this, breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Very good. When you're finished, just relaxing the arms, making any movements that feel good. So it might be that you want to give your shoulders a little bit of a wriggle. It might be that your head needs a bit of a turn. This is my 4th yoga session today, so my neck's feeling a little bit worked, shall we say. So a little bit of a wriggle through the neck. And if you want to, you can give yourself a shake out as well. So that's quite a nice thing to do. Anytime you've got tension, you can shake through your hands and feet and your legs, and your shoulders and your hips, and your head if you want to. And we're releasing tension from our fascia when we do that, so that when we come to standing steady again, we feel that thrumming vibration of energy moving through the body. Fantastic stuff. So I feel that the number 4 is a bit of a feature today, and that's because the yantra, the picture of the root chakra, is a 4-petaled lotus, which is lovely. So I definitely have the feeling that we're going to do 4 of a lot of things, 4 things, 4 of a lot of things, or at least even numbers, which could be classed as 4 if you do it in both directions. Let's go with that. Okay, so now we're up to standing. We'll do a little Kati Chakrasana. Take your feet a comfortable distance apart. Do a touch of bouncing just to feel that your feet are really firmly in contact with the floor, and then gently twist from side to side. Here, always remembering a little touch of effort in the belly muscles, in the pelvic floor, in the buttocks, but relaxing completely in the shoulders, the elbows, the fingers. Allow your hands to wrap your body and tap your body. Have a sensation of moving around that central line of the body. Sometimes when I get carried away, I sway a bit from side to side, but actually what we want to do is twist around that central line. When you feel ready, you can begin to pivot on your toes. So you feel that movement into the hips a little bit more. And if you want to, you can add a bend in the knees. So you bounce and twist. Touching the opposite shoulder in front of you, opposite hip behind, if that is a good place for your arms to end up, your hands to end up. And when you're ready, you can let your bounce go. Continue to pivot on your feet. Then bring your feet to steadiness and allow the body to lose its momentum a little at a time until you're back to standing steady in the center. Very good. Take a moment to feel the difference between movement and stillness. Maybe the body feels like it's still moving, which is completely normal. And then again, rolling your shoulders a couple of times in each direction. Super stuff. Okay, so we're going to take the weight onto one foot, right foot first, and just turn the toes of the left foot down so the top of the foot is in contact with the floor. Looks a bit like this from the side. The idea here is to create length down the front of the ankle. So if this is dreadfully uncomfortable for you, then simply hold your foot off the floor and make ankle rotations. That will be sufficient. If it's okay for you to have the top of your foot on the floor, you might like to bend your knees a little bit to put a little bit more of that movement into the front of the foot. Don't hold for too long. Step onto both feet and notice how the feet feel, and then do the same on the other side. So either lifting the foot, rotating at the ankle, or holding the top of the foot against the floor, just creating enough effort there to feel that length. And if you need a little bit more, you can bend at the knees. You can explore how that changes the sensation in your body. There's a point at which it takes away the sensation and then brings it back. Find what works for you. And when you're ready, step onto both feet. Very good. Awesome stuff. So here we're going to do a little tiptoe exercise. So with the feet a comfortable distance apart, and that can easily be the width of your whole body. That's pretty stable. Much more than that becomes a little less stable because your ankles bend, unfortunately, as you lift up and down. very close together again, not quite so stable. So choose hip width to body width apart, somewhere in between. Find a point of focus ahead of you that is not moving. And as you breathe in, come up onto your tiptoes. And as you breathe out, release down onto your heels. If you can, move your arms as well. Breathing in, reaching the arms forward and up as you lift. Breathing out, floating the heels back down. Breathing in and up. Breathing out and down. One more for number 4. Breathing in and up. Breathing out and down. Excellent stuff. Give the knees a bit of a bend, maybe twice, just to ease out any effort in the calves. This time we're going to come up onto tiptoes, twist to one side on tiptoes, back to the center, then to the opposite side, back to center and back down. We've got to do it 4 times. So when you're ready, point of focus ahead of you, breathing in up onto your tiptoes, firm in the belly. Breathe out as you turn to your right side or left if you've gone the opposite way, no worries. Breathe in back to the center, breathing out to the opposite side. Breathing in back to the center, breathing out and releasing down. Very good. Same thing, but go in the opposite direction first. Breathing in and up. Breathing out, twist to the left first. Breathing in back to the center on your tiptoes, nice and steady. Breathing out to the right. Breathing into the center. Breathing out and down. Give your knees a bit of a bend. One more time each way. Breathing in and up. Breathing out as you twist. Breathing in and to the center. Breathing out to the opposite side. Breathing into center. Breathing out and down. One more time. Breathing in and up. Breathing out as you twist. Breathing into the center. Breathing out to the opposite side. Breathing into the center. Breathing out and down. And now bending the knees deeply. A couple of times. And if you need to, you can shake out the legs. If you like the feeling of really strong connection down that you get, the grounding sensation, then you don't need to shake out the legs at all. Coming back to your center, making sure that your feet are a comfortable distance apart, hands onto the hips, little softness in the knees for a tip forwards with the pelvis and a tip backwards. That was the tailbone, tip forwards with the pelvis and tip backwards. So the more bent your knees are, the easier it is for your pelvis to move. Oh, I've attracted a friend, an insect friend. When you're ready, coming back to the center, just gently swaying the hips from side to side. Notice how it feels in your feet as you do that. Perhaps you feel the weight moving or the effort, downward effort moving from side to side. When you're ready, keeping your chest nice and still, you can make circles with the hips. So if somebody saw you from the chest upwards, they might not know that you were wiggling around. We can go in the opposite direction as well. You don't need to hold your hands in front of your body. Very good. And then we're going to come to the center, still with the knees a little bit soft, and make figure of 8s with the hips. And for this, maybe your body moves a little bit more. That's okay. Again, feeling what happens across the feet. Maybe the weight of the body comes heel, side, toe, left to right, differently. Whenever you're ready, reverse your figure of 8. I find that really tough to do. It's a bit of a brain gym moment. Very good for us, I'm sure. And keeping a little firmness in the center as you move. Whenever you're ready, coming back to standing steady, releasing the arms down to the side. Give the shoulders a little bit of a wriggle. And we do that frequently because it's really hard to work one chakra alone. So if we're freeing things from the base chakra and the energy's moving in both directions, we need the opportunity to move the rest of the body to allow that energy to move further on as well, so it doesn't get stuck somewhere else. Okay, now we're going to take the feet just a touch further apart, soft in the knees for some big arm movements. So let us start with the left elbow, soft elbow, nice big arm movements. And as you do this, feel the contact with your feet in the floor, feel that firm foundation. The whole body is able to move. If you want to, you can move more of your body as you move, because the feet are your firm foundation. They're your steadiness, your security, your stability. Allow yourself to move freely as your arm moves, and be aware of what you're using here. You're making an arm circle, but you're moving nearly every part of the body. When you're ready, you can go in the opposite direction. You can start small if you'd like to, or if you want to, you can go straight into larger, more expressive movements. Whenever you're ready, allow your head to move as you move. Try to avoid looking directly at the screen. Allow your eyes to travel around the room. Feel that sense of connection into the feet, how strong they feel. And one more in this direction before allowing the left arm to rest down to the side. Feel the difference between the two sides of the body. Perhaps one foot feels more grounded than the other, who knows? Soft in the right elbow. Begin with a small circle of the shoulder. And then when you're ready, whenever you're ready, with that firm foundation, a little touch of lift in the belly muscles, allowing your body to respond to that movement as expressively as it would like. And when we've got that firm foundation in yoga, physically, we can move our bodies nearly any way we want to. And that works in life as well. When you've got that stability, you can achieve nearly anything. Let's go in the opposite direction. Start small if you'd want to. Whenever you're ready, allow the rest of the body to respond. We've been doing this particular exercise, not today, but in general, for a few months now. So hopefully it's beginning to feel really familiar. And at that point, you can focus on the differences when you practice, how the body feels as you move, the sensations you experience, the results of your practice. One more time in this direction. Allow the arm to rest down by the side. Take a moment as you come back to stillness to feel the effect of your practice. Maybe take a deep breath in at this point and sigh out. So you can let go of anything that's coming up. Awesome sauce. Okay, so I'm going to bring the feet back towards each other so that they are underneath the hips, and do a little chair pose here. So Utkatasan chair poses, all of the poses we've done tonight are associated with the root chakra, the base chakra, but this is one of the really key ones. So the feet stay on the floor, feet are straight, hands can come onto the hips, roll the shoulder blades towards each other, have a little lift in the center of the body, breathe in here, and as you breathe out, simply bend your knees. Try to avoid the knees falling together or apart, just bend the knees over the toes. As you look down, perhaps you can see your big toes, maybe your second toes. If you can see more toes than that, your knees are almost certainly falling out to the side. If you can see fewer toes than that, it's possible your toes are pointing in a different direction or your knees are falling together. So just take note of where you are. And then here in your chair pose, wriggle your hips backwards and forwards. So extend your tailbone back, tuck your tailbone under. Feel that there are two extremes of that movement, back and forwards, and you're going to try and find the center and the balanced point between the two and rest your pelvis in a neutral spine. And then here, we're going to relax the arms down to the sides. Breathe in as you take the arms up. Breathe out as you draw your shoulder blades down. If you need to, open your arms. It helps your shoulders to be more comfortable if your arms are really raised. A little firmness in the belly, a little smile on the face perhaps. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. One more deep breath in. And deep breath out. When you're ready, breathe in, stretch the arms up, lengthen the legs. And as you breathe out, turn the palms and float the hands down to the sides. Very good. And then wriggle your shoulders, wriggle your hips as you need to. Fantastic stuff. So this time we're going to do chair pose, and you can stick with the one that we've just done, or you can come a little deeper down. So I'm just going to turn sideways on the touch so you can see. The feet stay in the same position. Hopefully you haven't had to move. Turning the palms of the hands forward, lengthening through the crown of the head, pressing the feet down, engaging across the belly. Deep breath in here. As you breathe out, bend your knees to that first position. Check if you need to, that the knees are over your feet. Breathing out here, and then as you breathe in, reaching your arms forward. As you breathe out, draw your shoulder blades down, open your chest, feel a maybe gentle lift underneath the bottom of the ribs. Allow your breath to find its natural rhythm. If you need to, wriggle the hips backwards and forwards to find that neutral spot. And then we're going to take a deep breath in here. Stay here if you want to, or exhale and bend the knees a little deeper. The idea being is to sink the hips down to a point that feels comfortable, still lifted in the torso, still lifting the arms up, creating a little space between the torso and the thighs, but dropping the weight into the heels. Take another deep breath in. And deep breath out. When you're ready, press through the feet. Inhale, stand tall, reach the arms up, maybe look up ever so slightly. And as you breathe out, arms down to the side. Very good. Roll the shoulders a touch. Wriggle anything that needs wriggling. Try to keep your feet exactly where they are so that they become more grounded, a firmer foundation every time. Okay, so this time we're going to do a little twist with our chair. And again, if you prefer not to, that's okay. Just stick with the more upright chair. Stand tall as you breathe in, turn the palms forward. As you breathe out, soften your shoulders down, lengthen to the crown of the head. Breathing in, reaching the arms up, bending your knees at the same time. As you breathe out, settle your shoulders down, maybe find a neutral spine if you need to. Stay here if you'd like, otherwise breathe in, lifting in the belly, breathing out, folding a little deeper into your chair pose. Weight is definitely behind the heels. Breathe in here, and as you breathe out, take your right arm across your body to the outside of your left thigh or knee and reach your left arm up. Take a deep breath in and out here, firming the belly, drawing the shoulders down. Your next breath in, come back to the center and move to the other side. Exhaling, reach the left hand to the outside of the right knee, the right hand up. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. On your next breath in, come back to the center. As you breathe out, bend the knees a little deeper if you can, then press through the feet, inhaling to stand tall. Open the chest, maybe let the hips come forward, firm the buttocks. Exhale the arms down to the side. Wriggle in the shoulders, wriggle in the hips as needed. Awesome stuff. So when we do chair pose like this, there's often the feeling that we should bend forward afterwards. And forward bending is, of course, another one of the awesome postures associated with the root chakra. So we're going to do one now. So with your feet this distance apart, breathe in, take your arms out and up, lift your chest, lift your belly muscles. As you breathe out, fold forward from your hips, soften the knees as needed, little swallow dive down to the earth, scooping the earth towards you, hold elbow to elbow. And just as we did earlier in the class, if you want to, you can do a little sway of the torso from side to side. If you prefer, just holding in the center, relaxing the back of the neck, maybe turning the head or nodding the head gently and slowly. A couple of deep breaths in and out. Breathing out through the mouth if you need to. And we're going to come up by rounding through the spine. So release the hands down, bend the knees deeply, drop your weight into your heels, round through the spine, scoop the belly in, chin to chest, really pressing down. As you come up to center, weight here if you're dizzy. If not, breathe in, take the arms out and up. Breathing out, palms together, center of the chest. Excellent stuff. Release the arms down, wiggle anything that needs wiggling. Great. Okay, so we're going to add a little deeper squat if you want to. Now it's possible to do this with a chair or with the wall if you need a bit of support. So I will show you what we're after. We're going to turn the toes out so that we can come into Malasana, which is garland pose, or the deep squat, where we have the elbows towards the insides of the thighs. And that is comfortable for some people and it's not so comfortable for others. So if you need the support of a wall, you can turn your toes out, sink yourself down as far as feels comfortable, and use the wall to stop yourself falling forward. So we don't want to lean the weight into the toes and lift the heels off the floor. We want the weight to be in the heels so that the feet feel that firm foundation. But you might need the support of something in front of you to stop you coming too far forward. And it's okay to lean a little bit if that is what works for you. So with a chair also works, and I really should have brought a chair because it's probably better to demonstrate it. But we can come into that deep squat using the chair because we're going to come from the deep squat into a forward bend. So with a chair in front of you, you could do that as well. Okie dokie. We're going to do it 4 times and we'll get cracking. So whatever you choose to do, have some support close by if you think you might need it. Take your feet nice and wide, turn your toes out a little bit. And how far you turn your toes out is entirely up to you. If you want your feet closer together, then that's entirely up to you as well. Work with what feels good to you. So a little firmness in the belly here. We're going to breathe in, take the arms out and up. And as you breathe out, bring the palms together, bend your knees, and sink your hips down as your palms come down towards your chest. If you can, take your weight into your heels and bring your elbows to your inner thighs. Just take a moment to lengthen through the crown of the head, scoop the belly in, try not to over tuck under in the tailbone, keep the chest open, pressing the hands together. And then to come out, we're going to lean forward onto your support or hands onto the floor. Lengthen the legs as you turn the toes to point forward. So hands and feet are pointing in the same direction. If you need to take your hands off the floor, you can. You have your knees as bent as feels comfortable to you. This is 1. So we're going to turn the toes out again, sink the hips down, come into garland pose, Malasana. Take a deep breath in and out. And then from here, leaning slightly forward onto a chair, a stool, some support, a block, or the floor to square the toes in front of the heels and stand in a forward bend. That's number 2. Of course, we're doing 4. So turning the toes out, sinking down into garland pose. Woo! Perhaps you're getting a little bit deeper.
Hopefully you're not overbalancing like me. When you're ready, turning the toes forward as you uncurl the legs in a forward bend. Last one, turning the toes out, coming deep into that squat. That's why we've spent all the time preparing the hips, lying on the floor. And when you're ready, leaning slightly forward, turning the toes forward, coming into your forward bend. And here in your forward bend, if you'd like to, you can reach the arms behind the body to interlace the fingers, or reach elbow to elbow or wrist to wrist, interlacing the fingers if you want to. Roll the shoulder blades towards each other. Keep the palms of the hands moving towards each other. Soft in the elbows if you want that stretch to be in the front of the shoulders. Long in the arms if you want that stretch to be more across the top of the shoulders. A little gentle turn of the head from side to side. Maybe a nod of the head backwards and forwards. A little firmness in the belly. Not all of your weight into one part of your foot. Try to get it centered over your foot. When you're ready, release the arms. Let them hang down. Bend your knees more deeply. Tuck your chin in. Scoop your belly in. Round through the spine. Pressing into the feet to come up to standing. And as you do, if you're dizzy, stay here. If not, breathe in. Reach the arms out and up. Breathing out. Palms to the center of the chest. Relax the arms down to the side. And if you want to, you can wriggle anything that needs wriggling. Shake anything that needs shaking. Maybe give your legs a little bit of a shake out as well. So the practice of going from Malasana to Hastasana or Uttasana, the forward bend to the garland pose is one best done nice and steady. I've seen lots of people doing it very quickly, and it is supposed to sort of pump the body full of energy, but done nice and slowly gives your hips and pelvis and back time to adjust, which I think is very important. Awesome stuff. Righty-ho. So we are almost done with our upstanding things, but here we're going to do just a touch of Warrior 2, now that we're all stable and steady and open and awesome. So taking your feet nice and wide apart. And if you want to, you can keep your feet parallel to the end of your mat. And if you want to, you can turn your toes in, whichever of those feels better for your legs. I'm going to turn out the right foot first. Okay, so here you want that sense that you could press the feet down and away into the floor and draw the feet in and together, or the bones of the legs in and together. Bend your front knee as much as feels comfortable, looking for that toe, just as you did in Utkatasan, the chair pose. If you need to, go up and down a couple of times just to find your spot. And when you're ready, you can hold, pressing into the feet evenly. Take the arms out to the side, turn the palms down, and turn to look over the middle finger of the right hand. Imagine someone's just pulled you ever so slightly back with your left hand so that you're centered over your feet. Take a deep breath in and deep breath out. Then we're going to do 4 what I call witch's hats. So breathe in, reach the arms up, lengthen both legs, palms touch together. Breathe out, lengthen the arms down, bend the front knee, which is the right knee, arms to shoulder height. Breathe in, reaching up. Breathing out, reaching out. Breathing in, reaching up, firm feet, firm belly, firm legs, firm buttocks. Breathing out, reaching out. Last one, breathing in, reaching up. Breathing out, reaching out. Then from here, a little flow into reverse warrior. So reach your left hand down, your right arm up, and then reach your right forearm for your right thigh. Maybe bend the knee a little deeper, reach the left arm over, still firm in the feet. Breathe in as you come into reverse warrior. Nice strong legs, strong belly. Breathing out into extended side angle pose. 2 more. Breathing in, back and up. Breathing out and over. Lovely job. Last one. Breathing in, reverse warrior. Breathing out, extended side angle. From here, lengthen your front leg, turn in your front toes, reach for the right foot with the left hand, then pad your hands to the center for a wide leg forward bend. You can hold elbow to elbow, or if you wish to, you can hold onto the floor. Be sure your weight's not all in your heels. Don't allow that to lock your knees straight. Keep a little softness in the knees. Maybe allow the back of the neck to be long. Turn the head side to side or gently nod. And then when you're ready, you can step out the right heel if that's what you're going to do, and turn out the left foot. Walk your hands towards your left foot. Rest your left forearm on your left thigh. Reach the right arm up and let that bring you into warrior 2 on the other side. Very good. So checking the front knee, maybe just doing a little up and down with your left leg until you find the best alignment for you. Have that sensation of the feet being able to press down and out for stability, the thigh bones to suck into the hip sockets. Reach the arms nice and wide. Have that sensation someone's just gently pulled you back with your right hand rather, looking over the left fingers. Witch's hat. Breathing in, lengthen the front leg, reach the arms up. Breathing out into warrior 2, centered between your feet. Breathing in and up, looking to the side of the mat as you do. Breathing out, looking over the middle finger. Breathing in and up. Breathing out and down. I think we've got one more. Breathing in and up, nice and firm in the belly and the feet and the legs. Breathing out and down. Here, we're going into that reverse warrior. So reach the right hand down, the left hand up. Open that side of the body. And then reach the left forearm for the left thigh. Maybe bend the knee a little deeper. Reach the right arm over. Doing it with your breath now. Breathing in, press into the feet. Reverse warrior. Breathing out, extended side angle pose. Breathing in, reverse warrior. Breathing out, extended side angle pose. Last one, breathing in, really firm in the feet. Breathing out. Awesome stuff. From here, reach your right hand towards your left foot. Turn your left foot in. Come back to that wide leg forward bend. And here, if you'd like to, you can just sway the hips from side to side, bending one knee and then the other. A little gentle wiggle out of anything that you need to. And then we're going to scissor the toes in, then the heels, then the toes, then the heels, then the toes, then the heels. So you bring your feet towards each other, standing into a forward bend again, holding elbow to elbow if that's comfortable. Soften the knees to really relax the low back. Deep breath in and out. And then we're going to reach for the floor, bend the knees, and just bring yourself down into a kneeling position, or sitting if you prefer. Resting your hands onto your thighs, closing your eyes. Take a moment to absorb the effect of your work. Feel the sides of the body. Feel the feet, the legs, the hips, the space between the shoulder blades, the space in front of the heart. Anything else you're aware of. And then when you're ready, you can take hold of a little brick and perhaps have your relaxation gear ready, whatever that may be. It might be a bolster for underneath the backs of the legs. It might be a jumper, a scarf, and the likes, and a blanket. So we're going to come down to lying down on the back just find your way whenever you're ready. Don't hurry. We'll be here for a while. When you are ready and you have your gear nearby for relaxation, or on if you prefer, have your feet on the floor, knees bent, arms resting slightly away from the body, so that you can feel the back of the body, which has been so supportive for this practice. Feel it soften and let go and release down into the mat. Now the soles of the feet are supporting just a small part of the body instead of the whole body. Notice how differently they feel, how easy this posture is on the body. When you're ready, you can take your block and gently slide it underneath the back of the pelvis. So lifting your hips as much as you need to do that. And we're going to just use the lowest setting of the block today. So you want the bony bits of the hips behind the body and the sacrum where the spine and the pelvis join up, supported by that block, not too low down into the buttocks, not too high up towards the waist. Allow your arms to rest out to the side. Take your feet a little bit further away from your buttocks so that the weight of the pelvis is really carried by the block. Spend a few moments here just checking it feels comfortable. And if you'd like to, you can extend one leg long along the mat. Let that toe fall out to the side. So the front of the pelvis really opens and releases. And if that feels comfortable, it feels like you could do it with a little bit more, you can bend the opposite knee into your chest, hold it towards you, and just ease your shoulders down towards the mat. Ease a little bit of extra space across the front of the pelvis, on the side where you've got a long leg. Take a few deep breaths here. When you're ready, you can gently release your bent leg so your foot is on the floor again. Turn the toes of the extended leg upwards and slide your heel in. So you return to having both feet on the floor, both knees bent. When you're ready, extend the opposite leg. Allow the toes to fall out to the side a little, as much as your hips allow, to feel that openness across the front of the pelvis. Take a few breaths here. When you're ready, you can bend the other knee in towards you, so you further increase that feeling of length, only if that feels like something you'd like to do. Let your shoulders be nice and relaxed, the back of the head too. Take a few deep breaths. Release any effort you don't need from the feet, from your face, from your shoulders, your belly. When you're ready, you can gently release that knee that you're holding, let your foot come down to the floor, turn the extended leg toes up, slide your heel in. Again, feel what it feels like to have the pelvis resting right down onto the block. And if you're happy with that, you can stay here. And if you want a little bit more, you can slide both legs long. Allow the feet to fall out away from the center of the mat. Allow the arms to rest out to the sides. If that feels at all uncomfortable in your low back, then bend the knees, place the feet on the floor. If it feels comfortable here and you feel like you've just got a little bit more space you can move into, take your arms out to the side
and slide them along the floor over the head. As long as your shoulders, elbows, and wrists are on the floor, or backs of the hands are on the floor, then you can go as high as you like. As soon as the shoulders or elbows begin to lift, just bring your arms a little bit further out or down. Soften the features of your face. Maybe take a deep breath in and sigh out through your mouth. Allow the body to rest as heavy down as possible, to let go of as much effort as you can. At the end of your next exhalation, if your arms are up, bring them down. If your legs are extended, turn your toes to point up to the ceiling again. Slide your heels in, a little firmness across the belly as you do. Rest here with the feet on the floor. Just allow the body to adjust back to this slightly more contained posture. And then when you're ready, as subtly as you can, lifting the hips just enough to slide that block out, and then let the hips come down onto the mat. Observe the effect of bringing the area of the body where your base chakra is down into contact with the mat again. That delicious feeling of space in the low back. And in your own time, preparing for relaxation. So if you're able to, you can keep your eyes gently closed, move around your mat slowly, cover yourself with your blanket. I'm going to play tonight one of our crystal bowls, the one that's associated with the base chakra. So I will sit up for relaxation tonight, but you guys can lie down. And of course, cover yourself in your blankets, use a bolster underneath your knees if you need to, or if you want to. After all of that effort the legs have made, they deserve a little bit of nurtured support for relaxation. If you need to, you can bend your knees into your chest, make any movements with your spine that feel good, iron out any last niggles. Perhaps gently turn your head from side to side, rolling your head on the mat. Make any last adjustments to bring yourself into your best relaxation pose. And then close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and sigh out through your mouth. Repeat that 3 more times for 4 breaths in total. A deep breath in. As you sigh out, let your effort go. A deep breath in. Let your muscles begin to relax. And a final deep breath in to feel yourself surrender down into the mat. Allow your breath to find quietness. Allow your body to come to stillness. Take your awareness into your forehead. Feel it soften. The space between the eyebrows separating and spreading. The area around the eyes relaxing. The mouth, tongue, and jaw releasing. Allow the whole of the body to feel heavy, warm, supported, releasing down into your mat, down into the floor. Allow your breath to fall in its natural deep rhythm. Breathing in prana, energy, vitality. Breathing out tension, fatigue, negativity. Breathing in harmony, balance, tranquility. Breathing out tension, fatigue, discomfort. Allow your breath to fall in this rhythm whenever you're aware of it. But now bringing your focus to your sense of hearing, your sense of sound. When you hear the sound of the bowl, imagine it to be coming from the very base of your torso. Its resonance moving through the body, healing, restoring, rejuvenating, and relaxing the body and mind. Allow the sound to absorb your awareness. Follow the sound into the silence. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back to your hands and your feet by moving your fingers and toes. Maybe rolling the wrists and the ankles a few times in each direction. When you feel ready, take a deep breath in and stretch the arms in any way that feels good. Stretch the legs, ripple, stretch through the whole body. Maybe stretch the face in a yawn. In your own time, gather your knees in towards you. Make any movements that feel good with your spine, rocking and rolling, twisting, circling, maybe turning the head gently from side to side. When you're ready, find your way onto your side and spend a moment there with the eyes gently closed. When you're ready, find your way to a comfortable seated position. Bring the palms together. Rub the hands vigorously, pressing them firmly towards each other, rubbing them a little faster, build up some heat in the hands. When the hands begin to feel warm, rub them a little faster, and when they're ready, place the hands over the eyes. Feeling that warmth soften and release the area around the eyes, blink into your palms. Release your hands down when you're ready to open your eyes. Thank you for joining in this wonderful practice for the root chakra. I hope you are feeling centered, steady, stable, and grounded for the rest of the week. Namaste.